dodge kids, tires, and death. It's Paperboy on Amigos episode 62.1 Remastered. I chose Paperboy.
Oh, good choice. I almost picked that one myself.
Yeah, I figured, Paperboy, it's bright, it's colorful. The Amiga should do a good job with it. Let's check it out.
I almost bought a Paperboy one time.
Really?
It was in a barn.
Huh.
This guy had a big collection of arcade machines. He had an arcade, and he had a barn where he kept the extras. And he had a Star Wars in there, he had a Spy Hunter, and he had a Paperboy. And man, I almost took it home, but we just couldn't get together on the price. But I always liked Paperboy.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's a game that I've never played. There are some people that swear that you have to play it with the original controls, with the handlebar controls.
They're pretty cool.
They are cool. I've never once done it though.
Really?
Every time that I've played Paperboy, I've just played with the old.
We'll have to go in these big arcades and then go to Shy. That'd be fun.
But I've got to say the Amiga port of Paperboy I felt was pretty good. The sound is very slow compared to the arcade version or the other ports that I've played, and I don't know if that is a function of the emulation or if the sound is just slower. But as far as the speed of the game, it's fine. The graphics are different than the arcade machine, but in some ways they're better. You got to remember, Paperboy was released in 1984, so it's a pretty early game to have that sort of perspective. The Amiga graphics are drawn in a kind of a different way. All the levels of difficulty are there. The soundtrack is the same. The one thing that's missing are the digitized voices. So whenever he falls or whatever, he doesn't say "oh man" or whatever.
Yeah.
But
does it have any digitized sound at all? The dog or anything?
I don't think so. I think it's just the music playing.
I vaguely recall playing this, but it's been so long I don't remember anything about this. Does it still have the obstacle course and stuff?
Yeah, still got the obstacle course. This was published on the Amiga by Elite, who did a number of other arcade ports. They did Bomb Jack, Buggy Boy, and Ghosts and Goblins.
Okay.
And it's odd because it was ported pretty late after its release. It didn't get a release until 1989, and arcade game came out in '84, so that's 5 years afterwards. It reviewed pretty sporadically. Ace and CU Amiga both gave it pretty good scores, 87 and 83. But Amiga Format hated it and gave it a 41.
Wow.
I looked at the review, and the review was kind of crap. It was like, this game is old, so you shouldn't like it anymore. We need to have new games that are doing new things. And so, for a guy like me...
Someone took a stand, eh?
Yeah. For a guy like me that likes old things, I didn't hold with that.
Yeah, that is kind of stupid. That would explain the low score. So, how did it control?
It controls fine. I mean, you use the joystick, up moves you up, or speeds you up and down, slows you down, left and right. There's really not much, as far as the controls go with Paperboy. One thing that I did notice that was absent, and it's actually absent in I think in every port that I've played. In the arcade version, there's two scores. You have your normal score, and then you have, it's called like the breakage score or something like that. So you actually get a separate score display for when you knock windows out of your non-subscribers' homes and stuff like that. Just a little thing that I noticed. But other than that...
Was that in the Amiga version as well?
It's not in the Amiga version. And I know it's not in the Nintendo version either. So just kind of one thing that jumped out at me. On eBay... I guess I should explain what Paperboy is. We didn't do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, if you've never played Paperboy before, it is... in the early 80s, Atari tasked its programmers to come up with new ideas for games. They were trying to reach out to a broader audience of arcade dwellers. And so they said, every game that you make has got to be totally different than any other game that's out there.
Which was great.
Yeah.
It's a great
I wish that more people would do that now.
Yeah. It's the exact opposite now.
Yeah. So, and so somebody came up with this idea of you're a paperboy and you're delivering papers. So you traverse along a road in an isometric viewpoint, and you're basically tossing papers out to your left. and you've got subscribers' homes and non-subscribers' homes. On the subscribers' homes, you're trying to hit their doorstep, or for the big points, throw it into their mailbox. Non-subscribers' homes get the old paper through the window. There's a multitude of things trying to get in your way, up to and including death incarnate.
Yeah,
with the sickle and everything.
I like the guys fighting. Mm-hmm. I thought that's funny. The dog, the guy with the remote control car.
Mm-hmm. There's a little bit of everything.
The kid on the big wheel.
Yep.
A little bum.
Not to mention cars that are parked in the street, cars pulling out of their driveways.
Does this one have bees?
It's got bees in it, yep.
I wonder if this runs on the same hardware as 720.
I think it does. I think it does. Yeah. I think it's System 2.
System 2 is Marble Madness. It might be System 1.
Are you sure?
I think I used to have a System 2.
I think all those games, Marble Madness, 720.
All right, salty seer while you keep going.
Okay, so that's, and then at the end of the course, at the end of the street, you basically cover 2 blocks. So there's a busy intersection you've got to pass. At the end of the 2 blocks, there's an obstacle course where you're basically throwing papers at targets. You're ramping over things, and at the end of that, there are bleachers set up where people will cheer for you if you make it through the obstacle course within a set amount of time. The game's played over a 5-day period. If you don't lose, you can lose up to a certain number of subscribers per day before you die. If you run out of lives by crashing too often, you also lose you have to deposit another quarter. It's a great game. It's an arcade classic.
You were correct, by the way. But System 2 wasn't System 1 better?
System 1 is...
Oh, wow. I'm really rusty on this. I didn't realize that Paperboy came out later than Marble Madness and some of the other...
I didn't know that. I thought
games.
Marble Madness was a System 2 game, but guess not. So that is... and I looked this up on eBay, and it is a rather expensive game to buy complete. One just sold here in the United States for $56, including shipping.
Wow. Is that boxed?
Yeah, boxed.
You like this one then, huh?
I liked Paperboy. It's probably my number 2 game also on the list.
On your list. I liked Paperboy in the arcade, and I like playing it on main, but it's kind of hard. It's not the same. It isn't the same without the bike handlebars, and I agree with the guy. Mm-hmm. Whoever said that, you're right, guy.
All right.
Look how sharp that is, huh?
Oh yeah.
So nice.
Yeah, when you play console and computer games, you forget sometimes how good arcade games look.
Guide of a likable juvenile delinquent, Paperboy journeys through a world of incredible danger.
Cute. Oh, gutsy. Okay. So gutsy.
Didn't mean to do that.
Come on, you got the jack, man. Go for it. So sharp. Unbelievable. Telling you, I was so close to owning one of these. Ooh, wow. Not a good start.
Not a good way to start. Okay.
Oh. It looks like Bill Doltree from
King of the Hill.
Yeah. Get off my lawn! Were Paperboys really like this?
Maybe in like...
Did they actually throw stuff at people that didn't subscribe?
Maybe... I never even saw... I think maybe, since we live in a rural community, I don't think there were ever Paperboys.
Oh, there were Paperboys. What are you talking about? There were Paperboys.
When? Like, do you remember seeing Paperboys when you were a kid?
Yeah. I did. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to just sit here and talk out my behind. I will ask around. But I'm pretty sure there were Paperboys.
Well,
there could still be Paperboys. Oh, man, you're just getting creamed, bud.
Well, this is the hardest level. I'll let you have it. Eric, it's already over.
Worst ever.
I think in Charleston, places like that, I'm sure there were. But in Hurricane, we don't have bikeable zones.
All right, give us a whirl. I remember when this came to the arcade, I thought, man, can they ever have better graphics than this? It's impossible.
So this came out 84, so you were 13 years old. Nice. Double.
You get 2 papers. Shoot.
You see that breakage bonus thing at the top. That's only in the Amiga or in the arcade version, as far as I know. Papers. I love this music.
Oh, shoot.
to get on that big wheel. Sorry, missed you. Here. There's a little kid that...
Breakdancer. Were you ever into the breakdancing thing?
Can you imagine, Bode?
Well, I don't know, your younger years.
I liked watching breakdancing. I thought it was really interesting to watch. This right here is always a pain.
Yeah. Oof.
Almost.
Oh, wow. That's what I get.
That's oh wow. Go, man, go.
Awesome car.
I always some of the architecture of these houses is real interesting too.
You know who had a really neat port of this? It wasn't a port; it was a clone. Was the Coco?
Really?
Yeah, that's another game. The Coco had a really awesome version.
How's the Coco do on emulation?
It has. You mean as it being emulated?
Yeah, it's being emulated
pretty well.
We ought to do some Coco games sometime just for fun.
Yeah, look at that. There's a burglar.
Yeah.
I'm out of papers. Just in time.
There you go.
I like this knock over headstones. Oh, here's the two guys fighting. I guess. The drunk. Oh!
I thought that was some kind of Michael Jackson thing.
He's a liquored up guy. I'd like to make it to the
training ground. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give it another shot on each street.
Have one more try, but
I know I can make it the training ground. It's like the Undertaker when you start the game.
Oh yeah.
I love this film.
You know, this was a glory time for Atari.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in terms of what they were putting out. I mean, so unique. You know, that's what made it great. And people still talk about these games.
I think, you know, Atari, they never figured out how to come back from what happened after Street Fighter 2. And that was most arcade companies didn't figure out how to come back after that. It wasn't just them.
Well, I mean, Primal Rage was a pretty big hit. It was ported to everything.
That's
it was pretty
true.
popular.
That's true.
But then again, they had a lot of other games that afterwards that were, like they did Mace, and that they do, what was that other one called? It was really lame. It was sort of like a Killer Instinct killer. Can't remember the name of it. So bad.
Was it like Time Stalkers or something like that?
No, I don't remember what it was called. There we go. But really, what killed Atari? There's a lot of little things, but their arcade section did pretty well. Really, it was their consumer section that was killing.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly. The Jaguar, they poured so much money into that thing.
Which, you know, when Warner, as I recall, they actually split their consumer. They spun their consumer division off of their arcade business, and they were two separate Ataris. And one was doing okay, and one wasn't. I love that. Here we go. I've never understood what the hell this was.
You mean this wasn't just like, you know, all Paperboys, just this was what they did at the end of their route. Just
yeah,
I didn't
I
have
know
no
what you were
speed
doing.
going on there. So, but at least we made it to the training course.
Very cool. Now let's peer into the eyes of the Amiga.
All right. So we'll go ahead and stop this. It's funny though, because when Warner bought Atari in '82 or whatever, you know, they shuttered their consoles and they focused entirely on computers, and then the pendulum swung the entire other way around when it came to the Jag.
Atari rested on their laurels too long in their computer division.
Yeah.
I think that's what killed them.
Yeah.
You were.
What am I doing, Paperboy?
You're looking at a computer that came out in the '70s.
Yeah.
And we both love it.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, that
But it had been there too long.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can kind of accuse the Amiga of doing the same thing. You know, they stuck around with that 6800 or 68,000 processor for a long time.
This looks nice.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Good start.
Yeah. There's tons of color. Boy. Oh boy. Oh.
I remember playing this and liking it, and I can see why.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it lacks some of the finer touches.
The music's awful slow.
Yeah.
I wonder why they did that, because it seems like it makes the game feel slow to me.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's really not that much more slow, but it's like, I think they added like a bass beat or something that makes it seem slower.
Switch it over, tree.
Got it. That's tricky. I wonder if these, well, they've got to be procedurally generated, don't you think? All the obstacles and everything.
You mean, I don't know.
Just
To be honest with
randomly
you.
placed. Oh, shoot. I thought you were going to go the other way.
That guy's really not getting much done. He's
Jackhammer the soil.
grass.
There's no way around this guy.
Nice.
We use those papers.
You want to yell at this guy? It's like, just get off the bike.
Yeah. Okay.
When you get a wider screen, you know, than you do on the other one.
Mm-hmm. And there is the breakage thing. It's just right there. I don't know why I didn't see that before. I want to pick that radio up like it's a collectible, but it will kill you.
It's like the stuff in this world wants to kill a Paperboy.
Yeah. Scrolling's real smooth.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the same stuff we saw before. Here we go, obstacle course.
Take the easier road. Too slow.
It's a good run, though.
Yeah. All right, give it a shot.
All right. Yeah, this is not bad. I'm pleasantly surprised, frankly.
I like that guy, just shady hoodlum, dressed in some sort of 1930s apparel.
Screw you, dog. It's a little terrier.
You ever think about getting a dog?
No. Oh!
Oh.
Got a good thing going here.
Yeah.
Got me. And do we have any subscribers left? Or just...
I think we have 2 or 3 almost. I lost them almost all. Good. That was nice. Nice toss there.
I'm doing better at this than I did the original.
Yeah. And I think oh, that was great. The majority of arcade ports, I think they did make a little easier in their home conversions.
Yeah.
One conversion I'd like to try that I never have before is the Atari 2600 version of Tapper. Have you ever played that?
I have. Oh!
Ooh.
Like the punk on the unicycle.
Nice.
Yeah, it's okay to screw up a church, right?
Yeah, they're not subscribing.
Oh, stupid drunk. Whoa! Whoa!
Oh!
What?
Alright, you made it. Just, yeah, there we go. Okay, you gotta go fast. It's gonna be close. Oh,
Yeah.
nice job.
Yeah. Well, I think this stacks up real well. I
Yeah.
give that the thumbs up.
Yeah, excellent. All right.
Plus, I was awesome at it. That's why I love it.